In today's exploration, we're diving into a provocative concept: the ego is woke. But what does this really mean? First, let's talk about the ego. In simplest terms, the ego is our sense of self, our identity. It's the voice in our head that narrates our life, judges our experiences, and often tries to protect us from perceived threats. The ego isn't inherently bad, but it can lead us astray when it becomes overly dominant. Now, what about woke? Originally, being woke meant being aware of social injustices and inequalities. It was a call to open your eyes to the struggles of others, to not judge a book by its cover. The phrase "stay woke" encouraged people to remain vigilant about societal issues. However, the meaning of woke has shifted dramatically in recent years. Today, it's often used pejoratively to describe a certain type of performative activism or overzealous political correctness. But how did we get here? The ego, in its constant quest for identity and validation, latched onto the concept of being woke as a means of feeling superior. It became less about genuine awareness and more about appearing aware. The ego loves to be right, to be seen as virtuous, and wokeness provided a perfect vehicle for this. Let's illustrate this with an example from the gaming world. Originally, the gaming community was known for its gamers helping gamers mentality. It was inclusive in its own way, focusing on skill and passion rather than physical attributes. But as gaming became more mainstream, it attracted attention from various groups, including those pushing a particular woke agenda. These groups, driven by ego, sought to change gaming culture to fit their worldview. They criticized character designs, storylines, and even the demographics of game developers. While some critiques were valid, many gamers felt that the essence of their community, the love of gaming itself, was being lost in a sea of political correctness. This is where the ego's influence becomes clear. The woke critics, believing they were fighting for justice, often ended up alienating the very communities they claimed to champion. Their approach wasn't about understanding or inclusion, but about being seen as righteous. So, how do we navigate this complex landscape? Real progress comes from genuine understanding, empathy, and a willingness to listen. It's about acknowledging our own biases and being open to growth. It's about focusing on our shared humanity rather than our differences. In conclusion, the ego is woke reminds us to be vigilant about our motivations. Are we truly seeking to understand and improve our world? Or are we just trying to appear virtuous? Are we listening to others or just waiting for our turn to speak? Remember, true awakening isn't about being woke or anti-woke. It's about being aware, compassionate, and willing to grow. Let's strive for that kind of awakening in our lives and our communities.